Hi, my name's Paula and welcome to my hall. And I had me thinking, what I thought I might talk about today is 5 things that I miss about living in Sydney. Number 1, I miss summer. I have to admit that I like having seasonal change. I like having the summers in Sydney because they're not as humid as they are here, and the beaches are just beautiful. So there's nothing quite like walking out of let's start again. There's nothing quite like Sydney summer when you just come out of work or whatever in the afternoon. You can run down the beach and go for a swim, and you can just enjoy the sunlight till quite late in the afternoon. I enjoy the fact that it's just the feel that you get from the summer vibe. The beaches, the food, the alfresco dining, the socialising. You probably do more in summer there than you do in winter, obviously because it's cold. And it's just pretty, and it's not quite anything you can experience anywhere else, I don't think. Quite spoilt about living in Sydney, especially near the beach. I think living in the beach brings a whole different dimension to living in Sydney. So number 2, I really miss just having everything there. I think we're lucky in Sydney because we have the opportunity to have everything at our doorstep, really. You can call up and you'll find that you can pretty much find anything online. Or you can, it's very hard for me to explain. Basically, we've got good medical system at our doorstep. We have beautiful weather. We have great food. You can pick up anything from the supermarket. You can pretty much do anything. We're pretty lucky because everything's quite central. So I do miss having availability for everything at your doorstep. Yeah, I really do miss that. So, number 3 has got something to do with her. I miss being able to go to dog parks. There's lots of dog parks in Sydney. There is lots of opportunities for your dogs to run around, whereas here not so much. Taking off the leash is definitely a no-no. So you have everything at your doorstep. You also have a lot of things for animals that you probably couldn't find. The vet, or just the facilities, or just you have kind of areas where you can walk the dog a lot more than what you would be able to do here. You can here, but it just seems to be more acceptable there. You also have a lot of things you can buy the dog. So that's, I know it's silly. I know it probably shouldn't be on my top 5, but it is. For those who love their pets, you'll understand what I mean. Number 4 would definitely be our harbour. I really miss that you can jump on a ferry and end up in the city, or that you can get a boat ride around the city, or you can have lunch right by the harbour. I do miss our Sydney harbour. I do think it's pretty special, and it doesn't matter if it's summer or winter, and it doesn't matter what part of the harbour. It's beautiful. Living next to it as well, waking up to it in the morning is also pretty special, and I do miss that. I really do miss that. I miss the sound of the water. There's just something a little bit special about having living near the water, and especially Sydney Harbour. It's just so pretty. It's just idyllic, and they do say it's one of the prettiest harbours in the world, and I have to agree. So the last thing that I miss about living in Sydney is the food. The food you can get in Sydney, and the restaurants are superb. I love the fact it's a multicultural city, so that whether you are going for Lebanese food or you're going for Japanese food, the quality is just fantastic. I love the fact that you can be immersed in a culture in a particular part of the city that's pretty unique, although I know there's parts of America and the UK that do the same. So, but for Sydney to be able to do is pretty cool. I miss that we are quite spoilt in choice. I miss the fact that you can actually pick up the phone and really eat anything at your, you can have anything delivered at your doorstep. I also miss the fact that you can go to a supermarket and pretty much get anything. I do love the Sydney supermarkets. I know that people are going to disagree with me, especially Australians, I guess, but living abroad has a real realisation of how important a supermarket can be, and Sydney, you've got it pretty good. You can pretty much get anything, anywhere, at any time. I guess unless you're going somewhere quite rural, but generally speaking, you can buy anything. Anyway, that's it for me. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you tomorrow.